Her name was Violet Jessop, a quiet, diligent stewardess who simply wanted to see the world. But fate had other plans. 3 times the great ships of the White Star Line would face disaster. 3 times Violet Jessop would survive. Was it luck, fate, or something stranger? As a child, she survived tuberculosis. Her first escape, she found purpose at sea among the grand ships Olympic, Titanic, Britannic. They were called unsinkable, symbols of an era's ambition, yet each would meet disaster, and Violet would be there every time. To survive 1 shipwreck is rare. To survive 3 is almost unthinkable. Was she a lucky charm or a harbinger of doom? The odds defy belief. Violet Jessop became the most mysterious figure in maritime history. Her story is a puzzle, one that still haunts the waves. Was she chosen by fate or simply in the wrong place at the right time? The questions linger as deep as the ocean itself. The legend of the Unsinkable Stewardess begins. 1911, the RMS Olympic, pride of the White Star Line. Violet Jessop was on board working as a stewardess. Off the Isle of Wight, disaster struck, a collision with the HMS Hawke. Metal screamed, water rushed in, panic threatened. But Olympic did not sink. Violet survived her first brush with fate. She downplayed the danger. Moving on as if it were routine, the ship was repaired, the story seemingly over. But the shadow of disaster lingered. Violet continued her career undeterred. The White Star Line had a new ship, Titanic, the grandest, safest ship ever built. They needed experienced crew. They needed Violet. No one could have guessed what was coming. The first chapter was written. The sea was not finished with her. The next test would be far deadlier, and Violet would be there. April 1912, the Titanic gliding through a cold, starlit Atlantic. Violet Jessop, now a seasoned stewardess, was on board. She'd hesitated to join, but fate drew her in. Then a shudder, a grinding sound. Iceberg. Violet knew disaster when she heard it. She helped passengers to lifeboats, calm amid chaos. An officer handed her a baby and pushed her into lifeboat 16. She watched as Titanic broke apart and vanished beneath the waves. Hours adrift in the freezing dark, clutching the child. Rescue came at dawn. The baby was taken from her arms by a silent woman. Violet never learned who she was. She had survived again, witness to unimaginable tragedy. Twice now she had faced death at sea and lived. Surely this was the end of her ordeal, but fate was not finished. The legend of Violet Jessop grew. She returned to land, forever changed. The world called her a survivor. But the sea had one more test in store. The pattern was set. The final chapter awaited. Would she survive again? 1916, war rage. The Britannic, Titanic's sister, now a hospital ship. Violet Jessop volunteered as a nurse. November, the Aegean Sea, a sudden explosion, a German mine. The Britannic began to sink, faster than Titanic. Violet scrambled for a lifeboat, but danger loomed. Her boat was sucked towards the ship's propellers. She jumped, struck her head, but surfaced alive, pulled from the water, injured but breathing. She had survived her 3rd disaster. 3 ships, 3 catastrophes, 1 woman. The press called her Miss Unsinkable. But the truth was stranger than any headline. Violet had defied death again and again. Was it courage, fate, or something unexplainable? Her story became legend. The pattern was complete. The odds were impossible. Yet Violet Jessop endured. The sea had tested her and lost. Her legacy was sealed. What do you make of a life like Violet Jessop's? She kept sailing, finally retiring to a quiet life in England. She lived to 83, her story lingering long after. Years later, a mysterious call. "Were you the one who saved a baby on Titanic?" "Yes," Violet replied. "I was that baby," the woman said, and hung up. Was it a prank or another mystery? Violet's life was full of unanswered questions. Was she a guardian angel, a magnet for disaster, or just incredibly lucky? Her story defies logic. It's a ghost story, a whisper on the waves. The ships are gone, but her legend sails on. Violet Jessop, the Unsinkable Stewardess, remains a haunting mystery. Some lives are stranger than fiction, and hers was one of them.